Hey guys, good morning. Still into this mystery. Some people are like, tell me how you got out of it. They're still stealing my money. And I believe that if you look up Bureau of Land Management, they're offering how they manage and what they manage. And they're offering access to the land that they own, for slavery. They're calling people land. Implementation of landscape level planning documents. I've shown you again the loopholes they're using through Douglas Trust that goes through Federal Housing Authority, where they're using Frederick Douglass, pretending you're married to him, literally, pretending you're married to Frederick Douglass, and then they're calling the property on the land something that they can buy and trade and rape and do whatever they want to do for money federally. So these people are kept as slaves. I don't want you guys to get confused. So the Bureau of Land Management oversees 15 million acres of public lands, 47 million acres of subsurface mineral estate. That means body parts, anything underneath the surface, body parts. Something in northwestern Nevada. They extend across rangelands, forests, high mountains, and deserts, making California one of the most diverse states in the nation. You can read this if you want, but somebody gave me something else. Let's see, programs, planning. So they do plan to harm the children. They're planning on hurting children and keeping them enslaved through a false narrative that goes through immigration fraud. So they're basically attaching you and your records to an old case. My mom said they're using assumed names where they don't have actually the rights to what they're doing, but they're hiding it that way so you can never find out what they're doing and why they're doing it. So we've got, again, what we manage. So camping, climbing, e-bikes, hiking. What's an e-bike? Mountain biking. E-bike is maybe online where they target you. History of the BLM, organization chart, how we manage, our mission. Let's look at their mission. And then I found an interesting document that again shows that Cynthia Perkins directly works for UCLA. She directly works for UCLA. So UCLA is actually the one that is filing the fake records and forging people's names on those records to get organs from students who attend their colleges. So they're going after certain groups. These groups, I believe, are women, children that are Christian, and females. Now, are they going after other groups? Maybe. Tell me if they are. I don't know if they are. I know what they say is that the property is the person, and the property on the land is movable, so that people can bid and own you as real property, as Nicole Kelly is an owner of me pretending she's an alternate parent, because on paper I'm 5 years old, according to UCLA's illegal scheme of federal and crimes against humanity and fraud. And they do the breeding program. I've shown you this on my page before through horses. And my name under Michael Horowitz was Sexy Blonde, that my friend Marianne Manick would always call me, Sexy Blonde. So when I found the name Sexy Blonde, and this man, I can't remember his name, Daniel Miller, David Miller, I can't remember his name. nominated me for the breeding program, which means they're going to steal my ovaries and uterus. That is a hate crime against women. I don't care if you're owned by the BLM or not. They shouldn't be owning people. This is not, just look at this. The Bureau of Land Management's mission is to sustain the health, diversity, and productivity of public lands for the use and enjoyment of present and future generations, meaning that these lands are provided for sexual assault, they're provided for torture, whatever is entertaining to people owning the land. And they try to race bait you. Karen was sending me documents showing that she thought I looked Islamic to get me to say something bad about Islam, which I never did. Just like weird race baiting, you know. And you have to remember this starts early. It starts in your earliest, you know, my sister was caught for shoplifting, so she was seeing if I would eat a lollipop that was shoplifted by her. And of course I didn't want to eat it. But she wasn't getting in trouble for the shoplifting. They were doing the shoplifting to see how easy it was to get me to shoplift. So you can go into the priorities here where they're not looking up. They play a central role in how the United States stewards its public lands. Remember, that's people for public benefit, increases environmental protections, pursues environmental justice by cutting off the heads, literally the upper heads of the people that they're targeting as horses, as wild horses, because that reduces CO2. And they're claiming to reduce the CO2. You know, this is why they have so many environmental projects, because taking out the bones is worth billions of dollars. Those upper bones, I don't know why they're worth so much money, but they're worth billions of dollars to big pharma and big industry. Honors our nation-to-nation relationship with tribes, but doesn't honor sexual slavery or human slavery that they're keeping hidden under wraps under AIEA's unlawful forged documents through Cynthia Perkins, aka Cynthia Ruff, which I found on this document. This is an executive board and advisory council roster. It's got UCLA, Rand, Northrop, and if you scroll down, you've got Cynthia Perkins of the Pilgrim Group, which is actually Cynthia Ruff. Handbook is Dorothy McGarry. And you've got this woman here named Sue Muller. I knew a Muller when I was growing up, Margie Muller. And remember, we don't know my mom's real name anyway. I mean, we have no idea what it is, so... Security Pacific, hospitality, programs again, goes through UCLA. So I think this document, like when I looked it up, let me show it to you. It looks like Cynthia Perkins Roberts is Vice President of Marketing Sales Development at Ajax, but still, whenever I look up Cynthia Perkins, it goes straight to this document, but I don't know where this document generated, if it's UCLA or not. But she, you know, they keep changing their names too, so it's not, she's definitely works for UCLA. So UCLA is the one that hides the, they're also calling it SLA, Special Libraries Association. SLA is Sex and Love Addiction. So SLA Connect, if you go to any of these self-help programs, they're targeting you. So be very careful in these self-help programs. So again, she's got an annual luncheon at UCLA Faculty Center. This is her phone number. This is an older document, again, for the University Library Research. Contact Cynthia Perkins. And then it says she was arrested. So this says teacher accused of rape, producing child porn. Now listen to me. I think that they make it look like one thing, so you just don't, you don't know what it is. But they're really, they're keeping children as slaves through BLM, calling us land. We're not land, we're human beings. So when you go here, Livingston Parish Sheriff's Dennis Perkins and Westside Junior High School teacher Cynthia Perkins were arrested in October and jointly charged with producing child pornography, rape, obscenity, and video voyeurism. After a grand jury hearing, the two were additionally charged with attempted rape, sexual battery of a child under 13, and mingling harmful substances. Oh, okay. Now, I think that the way they're identifying women as children under the false immigration laws, where, they're falsifying an immigration document. That is immigration fraud on the federal government, pretending that we are 5 years old. But BLM also knowingly sells us on their site. So if you have a name, you need to, and you're being targeted the way I am, you still have your organs, I ask you, I beg you, to look into, changing your name immediately, and disappearing from, anyone who knows you, that's targeting you. You need to be looking these people up, because this is also put out by the Associated Press. Who controls the narrative is UCLA with Sue Muller of Times Mirror. All right, so they are selling you as a child, putting you in certain programs where you don't know you're in these programs. So here we go. They honor a nation-to-nation relationship with tribes, but they don't honor enslavement and torture of children. They are enslaving and torturing children, selling them, and then keeping them from seeking their own fortune, and claiming that they're being provided to the community for fortune hunting, torture, rape, anything the community wants to do to them. That's crazy. We must address the 4 intersecting challenges of COVID, economic recovery, racial equity, and climate change. But they're not addressing torture of women and children. They're not addressing it. Identifying, they're owning children. So their mission has nothing to do with protecting women because of the worth of ovaries. You can read it if you want. It's slavery. It's human slavery. They deal with Bureau of Indian Affairs. I've told you how these work. Bureau of Ocean Energy, Bureau of Reclamation, Bureau of Trust Funds Administration, National Park Service, who my mom works for. These are all, it's just bullshit. It's just to hide human slavery. We excel, Native America prospers, but children are going to die. Children and females are going to be killed. Find a trust officer. Whereabouts unknown. Help us locate current addressees for individual Indian money account holders. It's really weird. I don't like it, you guys.